So here at this IITM BS program, we not only encourage you to learn content from us through the academics which we offer, but we also want to enhance the student life experience you get when you go to a physical college. While the program itself is online, where the teaching happens online and evaluation happens in person, we want to create an environment where you can get the full experience of the student life. For this, the program actually has created 12 houses which are named after the Indian forests. The names are given here, and each member of this program, each student of this program is associated to this one of these houses. And there are groups which are there, and these groups are created from students of the same city or neighboring cities, and this helps the students to connect in some way. Every group has a group leader, and every house has a secretary, deputy secretary, and web admin. These houses also maintain their own website. They also actually have very interactive events, inter-house, intra-house competitions, and that really provides a vibrant environment for students to interact with each other and actually benefit while learning in this program. So the goals of this is to create a leadership skills for the students who are part of this organization. So you can also aspire to be secretaries or deputy secretaries or web admins of this program, of these these houses in the program, or you can also actively take part in organizing events and things like that within the houses itself. You can enrich your experience by joining clubs and other co-curricular and extracurricular activities. We also want to promote equity through our inclusive policy, and this environment of houses actually gives a mechanism for addressing grievances also, so that in case there are some challenges which you are facing, or if you are having some issues where you need help from another student, this house structure can help you seek that help in a fluent way. So in addition to these houses, we have the flagship student fest, which is organized here at IIT Madras. So there are actually 3 versions for this. So this flagship event is called the Paradox. So this is a student-led fest which is organized by the students for the students across the country. So there are 3 versions. The on-campus event is the major event which happens here at IIT Madras. It happens usually in May. This is a place where we hope to see every one of you. Last year we had a congregation of about 3,000 students showing up here at IIT Madras and enjoying the campus and participating in technical and cultural events for a period of 4 days. So in addition to this in-person event which happens in May, we also have 2 online events. One which is called Savan Paradox, which happens in August, and another which is Margari Paradox, which happens in the month of December. So Savan Paradox happens between the term breaks of May and September terms, and the Margari Paradox happens during the term break between the September and January term. The May Paradox, which is the in-person paradox which happens here on campus at IIT Madras, this year has been scheduled for May 30, 31, June 1 and 2. So you will have 4 days of sports, technical and cultural events. All of you are welcome to join. We hope to see thousands of students here on campus, and you can be a part of it. So there are also societies and clubs which host workshops and competition year round. These clubs and societies organize events as part of Paradox also, but they can also organize events outside of the calendar of Paradox and based on their own schedules and their own interests. In addition to this, this year we are also starting a new initiative, which is the in-person meetups across the country. So if there are a group of students who want to meet up in their city and want to interact and socialize, it could be just joining together to have tea and chat, or it could be a physical activity like playing a cricket match, or it could be just sitting and learning in an environment, going to the library or something. So for such events, we are trying to promote them through the houses and also through individual students who may be interested in organizing such events. So we will send more information in the near future. So for this kind of in-person meetups, we are hoping that you will be able to come up with a proposal, and the IIT Madras BS program team will provide financial support if needed. And based on the proposals we will receive, we will screen and select a few, and we have some plan of supporting this financially as well. So we hope that there is more and more physical interaction between students, and hopefully that will create a network which will help you go a long way. Here are some amazing pictures which were taken during the Paradox event. So the image which you see here with the director and coordinators and the dean academic courses is during the first Paradox, where we had more than 2,500 students who participated and enjoyed the campus, stayed here, and actually took part in various events. So this gives an opportunity for the students to interact with the administrators of the program, the faculty who teach you, and also the instructors who have actively taken part in the various live sessions and so on. So as you can see images, you have an opportunity to interact with the director one-on-one, and also in some cases you also get to spend enough time with the instructor or the faculty conduct workshops and so on. So there is also a certificate distribution which happens, which is an official event where students actually are given the provisional and the final certificates based on the levels they have completed. So the co-curricular activities which happen are shown here. Some of them include hackathons, industry interaction, and so on. There are very interesting events which happen. Many students participate in this, and they also win exciting prizes, and it gives a really vibrant environment for students here. So this is an image where the first set of diploma certified students are shown. So all the students got their provisional diplomas during the first round of Paradox, and in the second year of Paradox we actually had a more formal event where students were given even their final diplomas for students who are quitting in the program. This year we will be very excited. We are all very excited because the first set of students who have completed the BSc degree will be getting their final diplomas, and when they are quitting, or they will also be awarding the provisionals for the students who have completed the requirements for the BS degree. So we look forward to having all of you here, and you will all be witnessing history happen this May. So what is there without having enough fun? So we have a lot of fun during Paradox. There are cultural events where you have singing, dancing, fashion show, and all sorts of extracurricular activities which students take part in, participate, and it is a fun-filled fest which is driven by the students. There is a group of students who actually actively take part in organizing this. You can also be a part of the team. You are more than welcome to sign up for being volunteers for Paradox, and then raise up the ladder and eventually be the core organizing team for Paradox as well. So this will give you a great learning opportunity, and this definitely helps you gain leadership skills. So there are also sports events which are held. There are many interesting competitions, whether it is the marathon which happens early in the morning, or it is football and basketball and cricket and so on, which is played across the different grounds in IIT Madras. You get an opportunity to experience the campus in its fullest glory. So these are some of the interesting events which happen in and around Paradox, and also through other student initiatives which are happening throughout the year. So we hope that outside of academics, you also enjoy the learning experience that you get by interacting with students, and you build a strong network which will take you a long way in your near future. So here is a list of the social media handles of IIT Madras BS program. As you can see, these are our official handles, and we request that each of you follow these handles. Many exciting information will be shared there, and you will be able to get to know each other and also socialize outside through this environment. I hope this gives you a perspective of what student life in the IIT Madras BS program would look like. Hope you all make the most out of this. In addition to providing this kind of a vibrant student life, IIT Madras is also very socially conscious. So we provide fee support for students who come from socially, economically and physically disadvantaged backgrounds. The scholarships are based on various criteria. We also provide CSR support for students who are meeting the requirements. In addition to providing this kind of financial support, we also have a very active placement and internship cell, which helps in facilitating placement for graduating learners. We also help in securing internships for learners who have completed both the diplomas. We also have an administrative team which tries to respond to any queries you might have. When you have support queries related to courses, payments, exam centers, exam dates, the portal itself or assignments, quizzes, mark sheets, etc., you can write to support@study.iitm.ac.in. So we will respond to you. It may take a little bit of time. We do get thousands of emails, so we will get back to you. It may take 48 hours for us to respond. Please wait. We will address your concerns and questions. In case you have something which is more specifically related to student activities or wellness related issues, we ask you to write to a separate email ID. Please don't write to support when you have these kinds of issues. We want you to write to student_affairs@study.iitm.ac.in. Please make sure that you can reach out to us. We will provide the necessary support you would look for, and we will help you through whatever you might be facing. Having discussed all this, we now need to look at more serious issues which are important for maintaining the academic integrity of this program, which is the rules which govern the program related to academic malpractices. There is something called graded punishments. These graded punishments will be imposed on anyone who indulges in academic malpractices. This can be during an exam or an assignment. So some of the academic malpractices are listed here, which is unfair communication, use of material or devices which is not permitted, impersonation, plagiarism, and forging of documents, etc. This is not a comprehensive list. So there are many other activities which would be deemed as academic malpractices. A comprehensive list will be sent to students every time there is an exam. You will be able to see this, and this document is also available on your dashboard to go and look up. You will be able to see which are all activities which are considered to be academic malpractices. There are serious consequences when you are talking about such malpractices. It can range from getting a U grade in the concerned course and 1 grade lesser in all the other courses, or it could be U grade for all the courses registered in that term, or you can also get debarred from registering for the next term, or you can be expelled from the program as well. So depending on the violation, the consequences can be quite severe. So we hope you understand the consequences of your actions and you act accordingly. So when it comes to non-academic misconduct, cyberbullying, sexual harassment and things of that sort, there is actually zero tolerance here at IIT Madras. For when we have both academic or non-academic malpractices or misconduct, we do not take it lightly. There is a disciplinary committee which is constituted for the BS program. So this is a Senate subcommittee, which means it has been empowered to make certain recommendations to the Senate directly, and their recommendations will be discussed and approved by the Senate. Once it's approved by the Senate, it gets implemented. Okay, so please understand that there are very serious consequences for your actions. So when it comes to non-academic malpractices, there are various types of activities which can be treated as non-academic misconduct. It could be rude behavior to a fellow student or to the support staff or people, instructor or faculty of the program, or people who are involved in the program in some way. You could also be impersonation on social media, or using social media handles which misrepresent who you are, right? So it could be a handle which has the IITM name attached to it, or misrepresenting it as if to show that it is an official IIT Madras handle or a BS program handle. All these are serious impersonations which can lead to severe consequences. If there is slandering or spreading of false information about the program, or cyberbullying, which in itself is a very serious crime. It is actually something which can be taken as a criminal offense. There can be serious consequences in the legal world as well. We will talk about what they are. Making program specific internal communications to public, in the sense you will be receiving a lot of communication from our side. You will be receiving WhatsApp messages, SMS and emails which share program specific information which is meant only for the students of the program. This cannot be shared in public. This is not for public consumption. So if you share such information to the public, that can also be treated as a non-academic violation. There are recommendations which can be either a simple probation with warning or reduction in your CCC, which will reduce the number of courses that you can take in the subsequent terms. You can be debarred from participating in the internship and the placement process, or you can be completely rusticated from the program. So please understand that the consequences for such actions are quite severe and you cannot take it lightly. Okay, let me specifically talk about a couple of non-academic violations which are very serious. Cyberbullying is one such thing. IIT Madras has zero tolerance for cyberbullying. So you can see that cyberbullying is defined as any aggressive intentional act or behavior that is carried out by an individual or a group using electronic forms of contact repeatedly and over time against another person or group. So this is the definition of cyberbullying. So if you harass anybody which is repeated through an electronic mode, or if it is done over a period of time, then that would be considered cyberbullying. And we will take severe action for doing this. If at all you are caught, please be very careful that you will be given the most severe punishments. We will discuss what has already happened towards the end of the slides. So cyberbullies generally tend to resort to repeated aggressive behavior which is intended to humiliate, scare, anger or shame the targeted person or group. So if somebody is doing that, then if you are somebody who is a victim, please reach out to us. If you are somebody who is aware of something like this happening, please inform us. Please make sure that it stops. It is a serious violation, and in a program of this sort where most of the interactions are going to be happening in the electronic world, it is important that you understand the consequences of such actions. So here are some of the examples of cyberbullying. This is not a comprehensive list. This gives you an idea as to what they are. Spreading lies about or posting embarrassing photos of someone on social media, trolling or circulating memes that are aimed at another person, impersonating someone and sending mean messages to others on their behalf, hacking personal accounts, sending abusive, threatening, hurtful or inappropriate messages to harass someone, sharing someone's private messages or picture or threatening or blackmailing to do so, threatening someone to commit an act of violence or threats of pornography, stalking someone and sending targeted messages, etc. So as I already mentioned, this list is not comprehensive. Please be very careful about how you interact with people in the cyber world. Another serious violation where IIT Madras has zero tolerance is sexual harassment. In case you do not understand what it is, please learn about what sexual harassment is. Sexual harassment can be defined as any unwelcome behavior. The person who is at the receiving end of such behavior is the one who decides whether it is unwelcome or not. So you do not get to define it for others. So if as a victim you feel victimized or you feel harassed, then you have the right to come to us. Please do not feel embarrassed if you are facing something like this, whether it is cyberbullying or sexual harassment. You please feel free to reach out to us. So when you are having such interactions, make sure that you send an email to students-grievance@study.iitm.ac.in. We will address this immediately. Okay, so we want you to know that you should not feel embarrassed if you are facing some of these issues, and it is a fundamental right to have a harassment free workplace or a learning environment. If at all you are going through something like this, keep a record of all the notes, whether it's a WhatsApp message or SMS or emails, Facebook posts, Instagram posts, whatever it might be. So these will come in handy when the committee is looking at what the issue is. So for people who are not aware of what activities would be classified as sexual harassment, it would include sending someone sexual content without them consenting, or unwelcome sexual advances or requests for sexual favor, or sexualized comments, example on photos and etc. So all these are considered to be sexual harassments. Any unwelcome behavior which makes the other person uncomfortable can be treated as harassment. So please be very careful in what you engage when you are actually interacting with others. Okay, now that I have given you details of what the penalties are and what the violations are, let me give you a summary of what has happened in 2023. So as I already mentioned, we have zero tolerance policy. If you are caught doing something, you will get the punishment for it. So please understand, these punishments have already been meted out and students have been penalized. So when they were possessing incriminating materials during online remote proctored exams, 68 of them were given a U grade in the concerned course, and were 1 grade was reduced in all other courses. When people used ChatGPT or generative AI or other websites to answer questions during an online proctored exam, they were given U in all courses in the concerned term. And when they were possessing incriminating materials during offline exams, again they were given U grade in all the concerned courses. So there were 11 and 6 students who have done these violations. Total of 17 have gotten U grade in all the concerned courses for these 2 violations. Then we have impersonation in an exam and sharing of answer sheets and referral of material or devices or discussion with students and so on. All these has resulted in U grade in all the courses concerned in that semester, in that term. So this has been another 7 students who have gone through these violations, and they have been penalized accordingly. Communication with other students through any means, it could be just WhatsApp or some other communication mechanism during an exam. This is communicating with fellow students during an exam. It's not just communicating with students during an exam. It is considered to be a academic malpractice, and if you do that, you get a U grade in the concerned course. Plagiarism or data manipulation has also resulted in U grades for students, and exploiting system vulnerability is a very serious offense, and the student who actually did this has been given a U grade in all the courses in the concerned term and has been debarred from registering for courses in the subsequent term. In case of non-academic malpractices, we have had cases where we had to deal out very serious punishments. One of the students who was caught in the cyberbullying violation was basically penalized by reducing the CCC by 4 for the 3 subsequent terms, which means this student cannot register for any courses over the next 3 terms. And the student is also debarred from participating in internship and placement processes. The 3 other students who were involved in cyberbullying activities were also penalized, and their CCC was reduced by 4 for 2 subsequent terms, meaning that they cannot register for courses for the next 2 terms. And these students were also debarred from participating in the internships and placement processes. We hope that you understand the seriousness of all this. We seriously urge you to make sure you follow certain web etiquette, making sure that you do not get caught up in this. Most of you are doing fine. There are definitely some cases where these violations are being caught, and this leads to serious consequences which really jeopardize your progress in this program. So, while communicating with anyone, treat others with the same respect that you would like to receive. Be courteous and kind to anyone, right? So whether it is a fellow student or a support staff, instructor or faculty, always be courteous. You can always have some constructive criticism, but do not be rude to anybody while you are communicating. Avoid pointing out errors and mistakes in a public forum. So everybody makes mistakes. We definitely have some errors. There may be something which has happened, but talk to them privately, point them out, or write to the support staff, try and get the issue resolved instead of trying to publicly humiliate or shame the person. Understand and respect the diversity and dignity of all. Do not send any offensive or discriminatory messages. All the laws protecting rights and dignity of people are also applicable on the web. So this program is very unique in a way that you have people who are as young as 18 years old who are coming right out of class 12, and you have learners who are in their 60s and 70s who are studying together, which means there is a varied understanding of what is acceptable and what is not. So if you are in doubt, do not share things which could be perceived as offensive. Your perception of what is offensive might be different, but please understand that your perception might not be the only one which people understand. So please make sure that all communications are kept professional, and you make sure that you have a conducive environment which promotes learning and socializing in a positive way. With this, I'll end my discussion on the various malpractices and what would be the penalties. So I hope you take these things seriously and make sure that you get the most out of this program by focusing on the learning aspect instead of trying to get into some other unwanted and unnecessary activities. Thank you all. All the best. Have fun learning.